Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jesse Gunk with the very latest. The 4 o'clock advisory just came out and we've got some new information on Tropical Storm Gordon. That's right, it is still a tropical storm. Let's take a look at the current radar picture, and as you see here, it's starting to inch its way pretty quickly off towards the northwest. Still moving at 15 miles per hour. Right now it sits about 155 miles, a little bit to the southeast of Biloxi. Mobile about 145 miles per hour. Sustained winds, it has strengthened a little bit, now up to 70 miles per hour, so that puts it at a pretty strong tropical storm, just on the verge of becoming a very weak hurricane. Still the potential for some strengthening as it makes its way inland. However, it's currently running into a little bit of wind shear out there, so again, we're seeing either a strong tropical storm or a very weak hurricane by landfall still later on tonight. And obviously for us, the impacts continue to be, I would say, a little bit of periods of heavy rainfall out there, but a majority of that rainfall and the biggest impacts will be on the eastern side of the storm. And as you see here on our Doppler radar, we got a couple of showers kind of moving in from the east at this point, a couple heavy pockets, but again, that's going to be kind of spaced out throughout the evening hours. I think our biggest rain threat is actually going to arrive by the time we head into Thursday, and I'll explain in just a second. So here's the current track right now. And as you see here, it kind of popped up quickly, I believe, as a Category 1 storm, and then, as you see here, quickly and rapidly downgraded back to a tropical storm. Winds have dropped off by Wednesday evening, or Wednesday afternoon, down to about 35 miles per hour. Wednesday morning, we're still talking about 65 miles per hour, so just a little bit further inland. The track's still the same, kind of crossing into Arkansas and then eventually back into the Ohio River Valley. As you notice, wind sustained at 70 and gusts sitting at 85 miles per hour. All right, so as we move along, you'll see the impacts. Obviously, not much here in the Baton Rouge area. Everything is off towards the east. Timeline, late Tuesday going into Wednesday. Light winds here throughout the afternoon, evening, and throughout the day tomorrow. Some pockets of heavy rainfall. Not looking like it's going to move further west, so obviously that is good news for us. The eastern track, well, minimal rainfall, and obviously brisk winds, our biggest concern. And as you see here, the chance for tropical storm force winds all off to the east. Mississippi and Alabama under the gun. For us, well, only about a 20% chance, and that's pretty low when the system is moving pretty close to land, so we're really not sitting too far off at this point. Watch our future cast, and again, this is the high resolution model moving inland. By the time we head into Tuesday, again, you see a lot of those rain bands extend from central and southern Mississippi and Alabama all the way into the central Gulf. That is actually going to be our concern. Those rain bands that trail off into the Gulf of Mexico as that system moves north of us and even further west across northern Louisiana into Arkansas. That's where we're probably going to see our heaviest rainfall. And what I want to point out is notice how quickly those storms race off and a lot of those bands trail back into Mobile and even into the Gulf of Mexico. So an unlimited supply of moisture. Here are the latest warnings. East Baton Rouge, West Baton Rouge, Iberville, and everything south of there has been dropped from that tropical storm warning. Livingston, Ascension, Tangipahoa, St. James, St. John the Baptist, you guys are still underneath that tropical storm warning, mainly because of that onshore flow. Seas are going to rise a little bit above normal. We're talking anywhere from 1 to 2 feet, and that obviously is the concern. Coastal flooding versus anything, maybe the chance for some heavy rain at times that could lead to a little bit of localized flash flooding. But as soon as you step into Mississippi, well, then it's underneath a hurricane warning from Pearl River all the way to Florida at this point. Storm surge warning for most areas 2 to 4 feet for the bright pink out there, and that's from areas just north of the Mississippi River, New Orleans, and that extends through Biloxi into southern Alabama. But here's the big takeaway. Look at these rain totals, and obviously you can see the band that extends across the capital area. Right now it looks like we're going to fall in that 1/2 to 1.5 inch category across the board, with a lot of that rainfall moving towards the northeast. So we still sit underneath a flash flood watch, but for most areas we're only calling for 1 to 4 inches of rainfall. Still kind of stay weather aware over the next couple days, just because the rain is still out there. The storm will eventually make its way inland tonight and should be pushing away. We're going to continue with more updates as we get more advisories. Thank you.